So here we are in 2025, and the question everyone still keeps asking is Furina still worth pulling? She's been around for a while now, the once almighty Hydro Archon who changed the entire way people built their teams. But with so many new characters, regions, and mechanics shaking up the game since her release, it's fair to ask whether she still holds that same legendary status. When Furina first dropped, she wasn't just strong, she was the standard. Her universal damage bonus buff made almost every team stronger overnight. It didn't matter what element or playstyle you preferred, she just fit right in and made the numbers go crazy. On top of that, she offered hydro application, personal damage, and even made sets like 4-piece Marichaussee Hunter meta-defining. Back then, it felt like every team you built somehow found room for her. That's just how good she was. Fast forward to now, and things have changed. The meta has shifted toward more specialized team compositions and characters who prefer specific synergies. Pyro carries, for example, often perform better with Seat Lolly, who's just more optimized for them than Furina ever could be. Certain new mechanics, like the lunar system, don't even take advantage of her signature damage bonus buffs, which naturally pushes her slightly out of the spotlight. And honestly, that's okay. Power creep happens, and the game's ecosystem always evolves. But even with all that said, Furina hasn't really fallen off. She's just not sitting on the absolute throne anymore. She's still amazing. She's still meta. She's still best in slot for several powerful teams, especially those built around Skirk, who currently dominates as one of the highest performing DPS characters in the game. And the reason she refuses to disappear from relevance is simple. What she offers is too universally strong to ever become completely outdated. Damage bonus percentage is one of the most fundamental stats in the game. It never stays irrelevant for long. Once the meta swings back in that direction, she'll rise right back up to her former glory. However, the one major difference now is that she's no longer a guaranteed must-pull. Back when she launched, it didn't matter who you had. She was an instant account upgrade. In 2025, that's not always true anymore. If your roster is stacked with newer units that don't scale off her buffs, or if you're focusing on specialized teams that already have their synergy covered, you can skip her and be fine. But if you value long-term flexibility, having a unit who can adapt to almost any change in the game's meta, then Furina still gives insane return on your Primogems. At the end of the day, Furina's strength isn't just about raw numbers, it's about relevance. She's the kind of character who never truly disappears, even when she's not at her absolute peak. Every time the game swings back toward traditional damage scaling or mixed element team setups, she becomes a top-tier pick again. So, while she might not be the pull or you regret it character she once was, she's far from outdated. She's a timeless support with incredible flexibility, a character that can always find her place no matter how many new faces enter the game. So, if you're asking me whether Furina is still worth pulling in 2025, my answer is yes, but with a twist. She's not essential anymore, but she's still one of those characters who never truly falls off. If you've got the Primogems and you care about long-term, universal strength, she's a safe bet. And honestly, even if the meta forgets her for a while, she'll always find her way back on top and keep a place in our hearts. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. I'm just here to share my thoughts.